Hey, it's V with 85th and Wait. Thanks for joining me today. Now, in this episode, this is another entry or contribution to the IG or Instagram challenge, hashtag So Rump Jump Play 22. So starting September 25th all the way until October 26th, you're sewing up a romper, a jumpsuit, a play suit, boiler suit, coveralls, dungarees with the bib. You're making that up, and then on October 26th is our reveal date for National Jumpsuit Day, which also shares it with National Overalls Day. So for this jumpsuit, I actually collaborated with the lovely and talented Cherie of Cherie Thomas. I will link her channel and her Instagram in the description box below, but I asked her to be a part of the challenge. She readily agreed, and then we decided on what pattern we wanted to make. Now, we both had this pattern, and for whatever reason, hadn't made it up yet. And so she had sent me a few, and then I picked from the list and we boiled it down to this one. So what's the pattern? As the description or the title says, it is the Style So Me Naomi Jumpsuit. It also comes in a dress, but we did the jumpsuit. Now, unfortunately, Style So Me is no longer in operation. However, I believe this came in a printed pattern as well, or she offered it in a printed pattern. So you may be able to find those on third-party, marketplaces like Etsy or eBay or Amazon or something like that. I actually ordered, along with some others, I ordered the PDF pattern. So I was able to print those, tape them up. And actually for this one, I sent it out for the copy shop size. But normally I'll just, print and tape PDFs together. But for this one, I did send it out. So to tell you a little bit about the pattern, my experience, and then give it an overall rating. This pattern, like I said, comes in both a dress and a jumpsuit. It starts at sizes extra, extra small and goes up to a 3X. Now for the bust size, that is a 48 to a 31 inch. And then for the hips, it's a 53 to a 33. And I'll insert information in the graphic as well. And so these are body measurements, not fitted garment measurements. So keep that in mind. I forget which one I did. I think I did the size large. If not, I'll put that on the screen. But I believe I did a size large. As you can see from the model, and actually it is Erica who is was the owner of the business. It was a little looser on her. I wanted mine just a little bit closer in shape, not necessarily fitted, but just a little closer in shape. So that's why I think I went down to a large. I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a medium. So I believe it's a large that I actually sewed up. Now, the beautiful thing about this pattern is there is no interfacing, which means you either are sewing up 4 pattern pieces for the dress or 5 pattern pieces for the jumpsuit. And that's it. So you have, of course, your front and your back. You're cutting both of those separately, or cutting out 2 of those to sew them together, because you do have a front and a back seam. You have your pockets, and then you have your front and your back facings. So as far as notions, you will need an invisible zipper, unless you wanted to go with an exposed zipper, which, would absolutely work and be a phenomenal look depending on what fabric you use. But that's pretty much the only notion that you need is a zipper. And that's, again, either an invisible zipper, as she recommends, or you can go with an exposed zipper. As I mentioned, this is only 5 pattern pieces, so it does qualify for the hashtag Sewing 5 and Below that is hosted by Talisha and Rochelle. I'll drop information down in the description box about that challenge, or that series rather, here on YouTube. But it would qualify for that series as well. Pretty simple to put together in terms of ease. Again, you only have 5 pattern pieces. If you're familiar with pockets, they're just side seam pockets, so nothing fancy about that. For the jumpsuit, I made the version that had the ties in it. With the dress, you can either go ties or just an actual strap. I went with the ties only because I wasn't sure, well, let me not say that. Untruth. It wasn't that I wasn't sure. I did not feel like going through the hassle of trying to figure out how long my straps should be. So I figured go with the ties, and then it's a no-brainer. I can make it as tight or as loose as I want it to. So you do have that option of an actual fitted strap or using the ties for the straps. And that's either in the dress or the jumpsuit. Obviously, I went with the ties for the jumpsuit just because it's easier to get in and out of, even though you have that back zipper. With the ties, it's just, it's just easier. It just seemed easier to me, I should say. So in terms of difficulty, I would give this a 3 out of 5. Now, it's not necessarily complicated. It's just because you have facings on the front and back, so it's a little, interesting to actually get those sewn in and figure all of that out. You do have a zipper with that facing as well, so that's just another skill build. And then you have side pockets. Now, those really aren't necessarily difficult, but just because you have the combination of all of that in this one garment, I would give it a 3 out of 5. In terms of overall experience, I give it a 4 out of 5. I really didn't find any difficulties with the pattern, putting the pattern together itself. It's just some of the instructions sometimes aren't as clear, or she does a video as well as written instructions, and I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 times where it didn't necessarily mesh the same, and so that's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. If you're an advanced or intermediate to advanced sewer, you won't have any problems with sewing this up. You probably wouldn't even need to look at the instructions. And in all honesty, if you're a slight beginner, so maybe not your first to fifth type of pattern you're putting together, although it could be, I would say after putting this together the first time, you'll have no problems putting it together a second time. You wouldn't even need to look at her video or the written instructions in putting this together. Like I said, it just giving it a 3 because of all of the various things you have to do. However, it's not very difficult at all. I'm definitely looking forward to sewing this again. As you can see in the pictures, hopefully that I've shared and will share, I tried to give it a look both in just, by itself as something that you can wear in the summer and maybe early fall. And then for those definite fall months and spring and perhaps even winter, getting it layered. I just threw on a t-shirt, and actually a long sleeve t-shirt with this jean jacket to give me some layers. However, if you found a turtleneck even, you can put that on and maybe, or maybe not have a jacket to go along with that to complete the look, but then be able to wear your jumpsuit depending on the fabric that you use throughout the year. Now, as far as fabrics are concerned, what she recommends is a mid-weight woven. So that could be linen, that could be crepe, that could be poly cotton, it could be georgette. What both Cherie and I decided very early on is that we both wanted to use Ankara fabric. And so again, I'll link hers, but check out her video of the fabric that she used in her experience. And then of course, this is Ankara fabric that I'm wearing here. As far as the amount of fabric that you need, anywhere from 1.5 yards to 5 yards. Now, I know 5 yards is a lot, but because it's a full jumpsuit, it's just one long piece. And so most Ankara fabric or even cotton fabrics come in like 43 to 48 inches. And so you aren't able to really get those to be parallel to each other. And so you do need that yardage to be able to lay it out to get all of your pieces cut. And that's for the jumpsuit, obviously, for the 5 yards max at the 3X size. For the dress, of course, it's going to be a little smaller or a little less fabric for both the jumpsuit as well as the dress. But again, anywhere from 1.5 to 5 yards, depending on the width of your fabric. So let me know, what do you think about this jumpsuit? I really do like it, although I don't think I've met a jumpsuit I don't like, but I really like it. I can see myself wearing this throughout the year, again, with layering or not. I can see myself definitely making this over again and even trying the dress version of this pattern. Again, it's for the Sew Romp Jump Play 22 Instagram challenge. Be sure to head over there to check out all of the sneak peeks, as well as the reveal date, October 26th, which is tomorrow, on Instagram. Just put in that hashtag and you'll see all of the jumpsuits, all of the rompers and coveralls and overalls that folks have made throughout the year. This video, along with Cherie's and all the other videos that I have in this series, will be in a playlist that I will link below, as well as at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. Again, let me know what you think. Have you made this jumpsuit? Do you have this pattern and, haven't made it up yet? Or now that you've seen it, you definitely want to do it? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thanks so much for walking through life with me on this sewing journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.